It's not easy to escape the sharp teeth of the sea, especially when it smells your blood. Think about it. You have the disadvantage. The shore is far, far away, and feet are approaching towards you. So, what you gonna do?
Is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water? About 10 feet from the beach.
The Jaws movie, directed by Steven Spielberg and met the audience in 1975, soon caused a mass hysteria all over the world. In a short time, it created deep fears of swimming in all coastal cities. This massive shark fear that's surrounding all over the world with a $7 million budget managed to receive its reward in a very short time in the popular cinema arena.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
New Jaws episodes or new movies influenced by Jaws, etc., etc. Jaws took a long time to be released in Turkey. Due to the cinema embargo prevailed at that period in Turkey, it took 1981 for the film to reach Turkish audiences. So, 6 years after the original movie was released, unfortunately, and our Jack director Cetin İnanc directed Chill, Desert in English, in 1983. This movie was an example that had to carry the effect on the screen with a huge delay. In fact, it was not exactly an example of a ripoff, but also it would be wrong to claim that this content is really clickbait stuff. Ultimately, Desert movie does not claim to be a Jaws ripoff variation. It's so clear. In fact, again, the effect in question takes up very little space compared to the overall film, but still influenced the world cinema at that time, and what managed to approach the genre of the fear told a completely different way. It would not be wrong to say that the Jaws movie affected the Desert movie at some point. For many sources, the Desert movie is considered as a exploitation. The movie brought to life by our jet director Cetin İnanc, and just because of some stage and theme similarities, it got to be called as Turkish Jaws worldwide. Although the story behind the movie is much more interesting. The movie begins as an example of action that we often encounter in Turkish cinema. After the tension in a ship and car at the open sea, and after the main character Kemal was tied to a piece of wood and thrown into the sea, the movie changes the tone a little more and gets a shark attack mood in which the tension does increases. I personally claim that Open Water and other movies like it, which we watched years after this one, actually owe this kind of aesthetic in many ways to this movie. Rumor has it, real name of the movie was Blue Desert. Yeah, I know, so poetic. I think it's exactly like that. However, the designer who made the movie poster did not have the chance to see the movie yet, and he finds Blue Desert name so meaningless. He thinks it was a huge mistake. Changed the movie's name to Desert. Yes, clear, straight, and simple. In order not to waste hundreds of posters, the name of the movie is not changed and it remains Desert as the name it's known for today. In the movie, We witness low-budget miracles that we encountered in many Yeşilçam adventure movies. For example, the guy who was supposed to run the shark model says that he doesn't know swimming. He refuses to move the shark model. In this case, our jet director Cetin İnanc gets himself into the shark model. Complete whole scene with his own efforts. Actually, it's also possible to search for deeper meanings behind the story. Whole movie was about a man whose heart has turned into a desert. The way to green this desert goes to being able to fight the bad guys. In this regard, the desert is one of the most dynamic examples of vigilant movies in Turkish cinema history. Also, such a poetic one. So, close the shark case, be careful out there, and take care of yourself.